Hi everyone, it's me Josie here and this is my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot for joining me today. We're going to be doing an eyeshadow tutorial and I'm going to be looking at doing the Revolution Deep Dive palette. Just show you what it looks like. So we've got lots of blues, some gold and kind of greenish shades, so we should have a lot of fun with this today. There's no shade names on the palette itself. It has a number grid on the back, which I'll be following along, and I'll put the shade number on the video for you so you'll be able to follow along pretty well. Also, just to let you know, I've primed my eyes already and I've used Louise Base 2. Very good primer, guys. If you're looking for a primer that your makeup doesn't budge, this works perfectly. Okay, so next thing I want you to do is I want you to take your finger and I want you to go place it on your mouse and click that subscribe button and then ring that bell, and you should get a reminder next time that whenever a new video of mine comes out, so you can kind of follow along my makeup journey here from a pretty much beginner to, I'm hoping at some point I'll be a lot more advanced. And yeah, I love makeup, so it's a part of my everyday life now. I can't explain it to you. It's just I just love doing it. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna magnify you now. Sorry, magnify me, not magnify you. So there, you can see my eyes. So as I'm putting shadow on, you should be able to see what it looks like. I hope that's not too big for you there. Centers a little bit. Right, so yeah, you should be able to see the colors that go on my eyes. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so just to let you know, I'm going to be using my Morphe brushes today. I've also got a sponge. If you got one of these handy, they're really good for shimmer shades. And this palette does have quite a bit of shimmer shades in it, so we'll be taking advantage of this brush sponge here today too. Alright, so I'm starting out with my 433 Firm Blending Fluff from Morphe, and I'm going to dig into the shade number 15, which is the very last shade, and just putting a nice amount of pigment on there. And I'm going to start by kind of flicking this up here just a little bit and a little bit on that lid, not much, just a little bit. Don't worry if you make any mistakes, we can fix that all up. The magic of makeup. You can wipe it off, start again. Sometimes I end up doing that. Like I've done this look about 2-3 times already the last couple of weeks, and I always forget to do something or forget to say something, so I get all upset myself and just delete it and start all over again. So I mean, you can, why not? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just getting in there. A little bit on that lid and then bringing it up a bit. See, this line is thicker than the other line. This is where I always mess up. I try not to, but I mean, we're not perfect, are we? We just do what we can, with what we know. That's much better. There. Now this is a shimmer shade, but I wanted the depth of color from it to start me out. Okay, let's clean that brush. I'm gonna go with my 214 Firm Shadow brush, which is like a smaller kind of bell-shaped brush. And I'm gonna go back into that number 15, and I'm just gonna tap in that color a little bit more, just to make it more dark, more defined. And the other eye, a little on that lid. Yeah, that's much better. Just a little bit more. You can see that pigment coming out now. Just gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Try and keep them the same. I mean, if you're a makeup artist and you're watching this, you know where I'm making my big mistakes. And it'd be great. Why don't you hit me a message and I'll discuss it with you. You can tell me what I need to improve, and yeah, we'll go from there. Right, so the next shade I'm going to go into is going to be shade number 10. And I'm going in with my sponge. I'm just going to dig that in. I'm just going to pop it next to that other blue. So you can see how easy that's coming on onto my lid. I know it looks funky now, guys, but don't worry. Oh, that's coming out quite well. Now I'm staying within the confines of my lid. I'm not going up too far past the crease, mainly because I've noticed, I know a lot of people do it and they go, you know, above the lid, but for me it just doesn't look right. So I've just taken action and decided that I'm not going to do that anymore unless really necessary. I'm just darkening that shade that we just put on there. Oh, sorry, deep breath. I kind of hold my breath when I'm putting on makeup sometimes. Don't know why, but it's just one of those funny things. Right, just clean that sponge. And now I'm going to go into number 8. And I'm hitting that into the middle, guys. Just putting a little bit on there. Packing it in. More of that number 8. A little more on. No, not more on. Put more on. I'm not very good with jokes. My husband knows a lot of good jokes, and he makes me laugh so hard sometimes. But I'm not very good with jokes at all. I'm making my own, that sort of thing. Yeah, not for me. I sometimes think my husband was a comedian in another life. Some of the stuff that he comes out with, it just makes me laugh. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, she doesn't get jokes at all. Well, they're less geared for her to understand. She doesn't get jokes very much. And so I'm just putting a bit more of that number 8, guys, because I want the color to really stand out as we head towards the middle of the eye, the lid, sorry. Okay, I think I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to clean that sponge now. And now I'm going to go into shade number 2, which is gold. Oh, no, I'm not going to go into the gold yet. I'm going to go into kind of a green. Yeah. Number 7. I'm kind of putting it right next to that blue. I'm using my sponge on this matte shade. I don't know why. Might as well just finish it off. No point changing brushes now. Already done it. I'm just moving this over some more as well. I forgot how I did it last time. It's really stumping me now, trying to figure out how to fill in the right colors that I wanted. Don't worry, we'll work it out. No, I just had this look a couple of days ago. I had the green and that in it, but I completely forgot about the green today. And I went ahead and put all that blue on. But it's no matter. We'll sort it out. That's why I'm thinning out that line, that blue one, just so I can put that green. Alright, so I'm going to clean that sponge now. And I'm going to go into number 14, the green shimmer shade. Just pop that in the inner corner. Oh, holding the breath. Pretty. Again, I'm kind of budging it up a bit. Some more of that number 14. Okay, clean that sponge. I'm going to number 2, and I'm just going to pop that right beside that green. And the other side. Right, let's clean that sponge. And then go in with my 214 firm shadow brush. And I'm going to go into that number 7. And I'm just going to pop it along a little more towards the inside. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Sorry, I'm not a very good singer. You might like one of my favorite bands though. Yeah, that's them. I've been listening a lot to Metallica lately though. I just really love their stuff. The new stuff they got out is really good. If you're into Metallica, you know what I mean. If you're not, give them a listen. If you like a little bit of heavy music, kind of not bang your head too well. You can bang your head if you want, but just get a bit of fun going on, you know. Okay, so now I've pretty much covered that other shade of blue. I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna touch it up. You'll see in a second. And I'm gonna go into that number 8. I'm going with that firm shadow brush, and I'm just gonna pop it here, right beside it. To blend in well, doing it this way. My microphone is really, really sensitive, so if you can hear me breathing, that's why. Alright, so I think we're done with applying that color. Now it's time to blend it in. So I'm going to use my, what am I going to use first? My 441 firm blending crease brush. And I'm just going to start building those colors together, just 2 at a time. Just bring it out and back in, and blend those colors. So I'm being quiet, just concentrating. I'm not happy with this brush. Doesn't seem like it's doing too much. I have chain brushes. Just clean that brush there. And I'm going to go into my 330 blending crease brush. And let's see how we get on with this now. Bring that gold and that light green into the picture. That's kind of how it should look, really. Let me just, gonna grab a little bit more of it, number 15. Just blending that in. Sorry, it's damage limitations, guys. Oh well, it'll be better once we finish it, won't it? Alright, so into that number 10 with that brush, that sponge brush, the blending crease brush. And I'm just popping that beside that darker blue. Just kind of mixing it together. Right, clean that brush. I'll go into the next color, which is, let's go into number 1. It's probably going, I didn't do that color before, I know, because I forgot it. Pick it up now. Just blending it in. Again, I'm just blending it in, those color right next to it there. Right, let's clean that brush again. And I'm gonna go into number 8. And that's a nice lighter blue. So I'm gonna blend into the shade next to it. Just making sure I don't go above that crease really. Just trying to keep it clean. Okay, clean that brush. And now I'm gonna go into number 7. And I'm just gonna pop that right next to it. Just blending in next to it as well. Alright, clean that brush. I'm gonna go into number 14 and next to it as well. Right, clean that brush. I go into number 2, which is that gold. And I'm just tapping it in. Quite nice actually. And then I'm gonna go into shade number 9, just to finally hit the lower lid line, waterline, and just a little bit at the top, just to give it a bit of bling. Right, that's looking not too bad. Gonna clean that brush, and I'm gonna start doing the other eye. Just gonna blend these colors together. Doing those circular motions. I'm just blending it out. And then I'm gonna get into the next color. Getting that color in there. So I'm gonna just build this back up now to match the other eye. So back into number 15. And I'm just gonna pop that on there. Careful, don't go too far out. Right, just a little bit more of that number 15, just darkening it up. Sorry, just cleaning up. I will wipe it off after. Okay, let's clean that brush and we'll move on to the next color, which is number 10. And just pop that next to it and tap it in a little bit. Okay, let's clean that brush. And I think I'll just put a little bit more of that on, of that number 10. Just makes the two together. Tapping it in. Okay, let's clean that brush. I'm gonna go into number 1, right next to it. Just tapping it in. Okay, let's clean that brush. I'll go into number 8. And then just go right there in the center, tapping it in. So just tapping it a little on the other side, so make sure they look the same. Okay, clean that brush. And I'm going to go into number 7. And I'm just popping that right beside that other shade. Tap it in. My husband said these colors didn't suit me. I tend to disagree. Too far over. Don't worry, I'll go over it. Okay, clean that brush. And we're going to go into number 14, which is kind of towards the inner corner, but not quite. Just making them equal on both sides, guys, as we go along here. Right, and clean that brush. Next one we're going into is number 2, which is like a gold. And I'm just gonna pat that just on the inner corner. And the other side. Just blending it all in together. And just clean that brush. Go back into that number 14. Clean that brush. And finally, we're going to go into shade number 9. And that's a kind of cream shade. I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner. Right, so now we're going to go in and do a good job of blending. I'm using my 433 blending fluff brush, which I love. I love this brush. It just blends perfectly. Mix all the colors kind of together. Bringing that shimmer shade up a little bit. Alright, so we'll blend the other eye now. Yeah, it's looking alright. Just tidying up the edges, guys. Don't forget to tidy yours up. I want it to blend in with the rest of the eye shape. I'm just blending this near the top here. That's looking so much better. So I add a little bit more here. Or I talk to myself sometimes. I'll try and keep it a bare minimum, but I do talk to myself. Only during makeup time. I don't do it on a normal basis, or I'd be mad. And I'm not mad. I just like to talk about what I'm doing. Would be no good if I was a mute, would it? Nothing against mutes, but I mean, you wouldn't be able to know exactly what I was talking about. I'm just gonna go into that number 15. I'll bring it up. Blended in nicely. Right, so that's pretty much it for the eyes. Guys and girls, I'm gonna go away now, put the rest of my makeup on, come back and we'll talk about the palette. See you in a minute. Right, I put most of my makeup on now. Just thought I'd do these last couple of bits for you so you can see what the finished product looks like with you know, iridescent powder and some illuminating powder. So I just got my Morphe tapered powder brush, which is quite big and chunky, and I'm using Sleek's Rose Gold palette. It's just a little palette. It's a brilliant shade. This is like the dupe of NARS Orgasm, so it's quite nice. So just pop on the top of my my cheeks, just kind of blend it in a little bit, and then I use a big powder brush and I just kind of blend that in. We don't want it to be overly pink because that'll make us look really funny, so just want like a nice soft pink look, like peachy actually. So just blending it in. I'm doing like these circular motions just to blend it in to the cheeks. Right, so I'm quite happy with the way that looks. It's quite nice. Just get into my cheeks here. Right, next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting on this MAC iridescent powder in the shade Silver Dusk. I'm using a Morphe M610, M510 I think it is. It's Pro round blender. Round? I'm not sure. Anyway, so just dip it into this powder here that I've got. And I'm just going to a little bit above the eyebrows, a little in the center, down the center of my nose, and then right across the top of the cheekbone, both sides. Just blend it in really well. We want to highlight, but we don't want to drown it out. Yeah, so just a little bit, and we'll put it on our Cupid's bow. And I've not seen anybody do this, but I do it. I just put a little on the center of the chin, so if the light hits me anywhere like in the center of my face, there's a bit of a glow. Okay, so I'll put that away because the powder tends to get all over the place if you don't put it lid on proper. Right, and the next thing I'm going to use, which I absolutely love this, I just got it recently, I absolutely love it. The company's name is Belle, and it's a dermatologist approved hypoallergenic face and body illuminating powder. This is a little compact, and it's in the shade, is there a shade number? Name? Nope, doesn't have one, so let's try and open it here. Right, so we got, and I'm using my big round flat headed brush. I'm just going to touch a little bit on my forehead, top of my cheekbones, top of my nose. I love this. Ooh, ooh. It's so nice. Right, and that's all you do. It just gives like a soft focus, not like a bright highlighter like the one that I was doing earlier, the iridescent powder by MAC. This is just kind of it's a really soft powder. Right, so put my brushes away. And so I'm back after putting the rest of my makeup on, and I'm really, really happy with the way that this looks, guys. This palette, Deep Dive Revolution palette. I'll open it if I can't open it. It's one of those things. Sometimes I get these days where I can open things. Another thing, there we are. Got it. Alright, so this is the shadows we used today. We used a lot of the blues, some gold and some white, and green as well. So yeah, got a little bit of mix there. It looks really, really nice. So this costs £5 from Revolution's website. If you don't have one already, I'd go ahead over and pick one up. For the price, it's quite good. These shimmers are really, really nice. Don't forget to use your sponge on them. Very handy little sponge like this. There's only a few mattes in this palette as well, guys. So if you're looking for mattes in particular, you might want to look at something else possibly, because this is mainly shimmer shades. So yeah, loving it. Alright, so my final thought is it's really well made, this palette. Like I said, there's loads of shimmers in it. It's got a very good range of blues from really, really dark to really light. And then it's got like 2 greenish shades to throw you off, throw in the mix for you to kind of give it a more dimension to your eyes with that color. Also the gold in there, I popped a little bit on the inner corner of my eyes, as well as the white, just to kind of bring some more light into the center of my eyes, whereas the dark is kind of more at the back of my eye, the end of my eyes on either sides. So yeah, this is really, really, really nice palette, and I do highly recommend it. I don't work for Revolution, and I'm not in any way affiliated with them at all, so it's just a palette that I've picked up, and thought I could do a good video on it. So that's it, pretty much it for me. Oh, I just went and grabbed a random Primark a lipstick. I can't read the name of it, what it is, because like my eyesight's going, so I can't really tell, but basically whatever shade the box case is in is the shade of the lipstick, so you can see it's pretty much the same thing, and it's just a very nice kind of lightish pink. And I put a lip gloss topper on, which is kind of a shimmery color. If you don't have those, don't worry, just put whatever lipstick that you want on, and I'm sure it'll look just as nice. Alright, so that's it for me, guys. I want you to do one more thing though before we go. It is so important to do. So I want you to hit that, put your finger on that mouse. I want you to move it over to the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, and then hit the bell next to it, and you'll be let know whenever a new video of mine comes out. It's quite important, really, because if you want to keep an eye on my makeup journey, you'll be able to access some of the videos that I do over time and see how much I improve with my makeup skills. Just a bit of fun, really, and I just love eyeshadow, so it's, you know, win-win for me. So that's it for me, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Yeah, bye for now.